You don't do that at the gym.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
don't?
When you're
Personally, I
yeah.
don't. I don't know what they do in the CrossFit gyms, but like...
Yeah, what are they doing? They're like running
The
up walls. Like, I don't know.
crazy.
Usually it's just a course like that, so it's not
Yeah, the
such
challenges
creative. It's so
The
creative.
challenges
It's
are
like
crazy. Whoa, 150 versus 151. I was like, yeah.
Sure,
She's so strong. She was talking about her. She's way better than me. Yeah. I think physical 50.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of 어썸K. So we're here today with two new faces. We have Avery and we have Toby.
안녕하세요. 저는 10살 때부터 한국 문화, 언어, 그리고 음악에 관심이 많은 에이버리라고 합니다. 아직 연습 중입니다. I'm currently a grad student in Korea and my major is translation.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
안녕하세요. 저는 14살쯤부터 한국 드라마 너무 관심이 있는 토비라고 합니다. I'm in the Department of Genre, Technology and Subculture, majoring basically in Korean dramas. 지금은 제 전공으로 한국 드라마에 대한 연구를 하고 있고, 그리고 저도 에브리처럼 석사생이에요.
한국 드라마를 연구를 하는 연구원이신 거예요?
제 논문은
부럽습니다.
저는 더킹에 대한 연구하고 있어요. 특히 한국과 남한의
영어로 해주세요.
the relationship between North and South Korea, how it's represented in K-dramas, specifically looking at The King, which came out in 2020, and comparing it with Doctor Strange, which came out in 2014, or Doctor Stranger, sorry, with Lee Jong-suk, and then also 사랑해서, which I can't remember the English name right now. Crash Landing on You, which came out in 2019, I think. So a comparative analysis looking at North and South Korea and nationalism. You'll hear more about it if you want. Don't say
Yeah,
I'll talk to you all day long.
We all became friends earlier on around
2018.
Yeah, 2018.
When we were freshmen.
Yeah,
we were freshmen.
I
I
was a sophomore. We all met at school because we all were studying Korean language and culture, and so we just kind of naturally met during class, and then later on we kind of
did a language.
We did a little language.
Yes. We were like, we have to keep practicing
During
Korean.
COVID,
Yeah.
it was a little
Who wants to
hard.
do it?
Yeah.
And Toby was like, yes, I have
two
Catherine
friends.
too.
and
Yeah,
I'm
let's do it.
So we all met up and like just talked in Korean to each other. So there were these random like American non-Korean girls sitting in a cafe, all talking in Korean together, and it was kind of funny.
She's an amazing chef, so we ate a lot of really good
Yes.
Korean
Oh,
food.
that's
It was
right.
our party at Catherine's
weekly-
house.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna make like cream tteokbokki. You
And
guys
we-
come in
yeah.
here.
Watch a YouTube video and like make along with it.
That's right.
먹어봤어요, 만든 거?
오, 당연히.
민아 씨가
네,
만든
그럼요.
거?
I made it for like everybody. They would sit on the floor in my kitchen and just watch me. And be
We were
like,
helping.
We were
Yes, you
helping. She said cut this, I cut it.
it.
Good helpers.
로제도 만들고 잡채도 만들고
오.
김치찌개도 만들고
다 나온
그러니까 다 만들고 왔는데요.
너무 맛있더라고요. 그거 보면서 약간 무슨 얘기를 할까요?
Oh yes. What we're going to be talking about is the highly successful Netflix reality show Physical 100, and it has already currently amassed over 6.1 million viewing hours as of the 24th. It's not your average reality competition, so we have 100 contestants starting out, all different shapes, sizes, backgrounds, and thrown into an epic battle of where everybody just kind of is wanting to see who has the best physical. So the ultimate winner in this case gets 300 million won, and so we're currently waiting to see what that is. If you'd like to choose one awesome point that you found from the show, and
female athletes. So I liked how in the show that they have a lot more like female athletes or just females that work out in general. not really just for like aesthetic purposes, but for the purposes of like being the best at their sport. I felt like there was a lot of like representation of women that lift weights in the show. So it's a lot different from what I'd seen in the past. If I bring up like idols or anything, I feel like back in the day they would only talk about like dieting for creating like whatever type of body they want, but nowadays they mention like going to the gym or like working out more, and I think it's becoming more mainstream in Korea, and I think 100 is kind of an example of that.
My awesome point is similar. Having that and then putting them against men and like having them in the same competition was really really cool to see, because I know it's a big topic in the US, not as much here, but talking about trans athletes and what to do with, if you're transgender, what sport should you play, men or women? So by putting all of them together, like even we could see women winning competitions against men because it was strength versus skill. She might be more skilled even though he's 3 times her size.
Right.
So I think that that could be a really cool standpoint.
I think it's just stuff like that that kind of is giving the show a bit more international appeal.
Yeah.
I think it's like just them not like separating the genders or anything, like
Or
really
even not calling attention to it. Like in the beginning, it was like, "There's everybody, cool, let's go." Like it was a non-event, which I was like, "This is gonna be great."
It could have been very much
Yeah.
like, these are like the strongest women we can
Yeah.
find. It's crazy.
They all
But
be like,
no,
like
yeah.
there was body diversity a lot too,
Oh, for
even
sure,
amongst
for
all of
sure.
them.
But like they're all strong in their own ways, or
Yeah.
for whatever
Right.
their sport is.
Right.
And even the really small, like weightlifter.
The 150 versus
Yeah.
151. I was like, yeah,
Oh my God,
sure,
that's
She's
sure
so strong. She was
Yeah,
talking
she's
about
so
her
strong.
squat, bench, deadlift, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
she's way better than me.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was like my awesome point. Was actually just
Okay.
like they had like 국가대표, but then they also had like people who were just in their job, like their
Firemen.
profession. Like, oh, you have the fireman, or you have like, what, you have like FBI agent, you have
agent.
police officer, you have like,
It's some random people.
yeah,
too.
like what, Coast Guard, like, or
Yeah.
just even people just doing random stuff. What wasn't there a carpenter or something?
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. There's an arborist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the arborist, right.
But like they're all so
Right.
strong. They're like
Yeah.
they do this
People-
kind of for a hobby, but get to a point
For their
where they
job,
can match
where
up
it's
with
like-
people
Yeah.
that do it
Yeah,
professionally.
with literally people who are like representing the country in this sport, but like
So
their
cool.
body's so built from like doing that profession that
Yeah.
they can come in and like do this stuff, which I thought that's really cool. So yeah, definitely like just the whole diversity, whether it's like gender, whether that's like your profession, whether that's just like your body type. It's just it was very diverse, so it's cool to see that.
여성들도 이런 프로그램을 좋아한다고 생각을 잘 못하는 사람들이 많은데 어땠어요? 이거 딱 봤을 때 딱 보고 싶었어요?
저는 딱 보고 싶었어요.
보고 싶었어요?
Yeah. Because I saw it the first time and was like, oh my gosh, it's a bunch of like buff gym people. I need to watch. Just because I felt like I could maybe relate. And then I think there's enough like variety of cast and like entertaining people and challenges that anyone that just likes these types of shows.
Yeah, I just watched it because I was like, whoa, like cool people. It's making me like go to the gym like 5 times a week because I'm like, well, I want to do that
Inspired.
too.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah, I
can
was like
very-
so inspired. Communicate
Interact.
together and interact together, which is I feel like I wouldn't see when I would watch like other like competition shows like that. It's usually just people just competing on their own. But like here you got to see a lot of interactions between the athletes, especially from like a lot of different fields. And like I thought that was cool.
I think the interaction part was a big selling point for this show. Like, I was surprised how encouraging and excited everybody was. Like, during the running part, they were all like, I did that. Like, they were going crazy. The people sitting down, like, waiting for their turn or whatever. Like, it's super, like, even during the matches and stuff, all the people on the sidelines were cheering. So, like, having it be that like positive, oh my god,
Right.
you're so strong, like just
Yeah.
that, instead of like I have to defeat these people.
Right.
I think made it really, really entertaining. That doesn't really answer the question.
Well, it
but-
could have so easily been
Like
the opposite of that, especially because
right,
there's
that's what I
money
expected.
involved.
Yeah,
You
I
would
thought it
kinda
was
think
Die
that-
Hard.
I feel like
cool.
money wasn't the key. Now I'm thinking about it. No one ever really mentions it.
Yeah,
They're
that's
kind of
true.
just like,
It's not really what they're here for.
I just want to,
No,
yeah, I just
no,
want to show
'cause
I'm
you-
strongest. Or even if
Yeah.
they get eliminated early, they're like, I don't really care because I got to fight this person in a
Yeah,
cool
that
match or
was
something.
awesome, yeah.
Yeah, so
So yeah, I find that interesting. Like they
Yeah.
mention it, but then nobody really cares.
yeah, I sometimes forget there's a money prize.
That's
They're
usually
"Oh, yeah,
like
there's a
the
money
opposite
prize."
on most shows.
Yeah.
Like they're like the
I'm doing
prize
this for
money.
the $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
그리고 잘 만들고 스케일도 막 엄청나게 크고 볼거리도 많고 스토리도 있고
Right.
네, 그런 게 좀 인기를 끌지 않나. 그래서 이게 시즌 1이 한국 예능에서 처음으로 글로벌 넘버 1을 했어요.
Right.
네, 이 엔터테인먼트 예능은 인기가 별로 그렇게 크지 않았거든요. 어떤 점이 이렇게 외국 분들한테 인기를 끌었던 요인이었을까요?
I think it's because it's a topic that a lot of people in America or other Western countries are interested in, and we also don't really have an equivalent. There's no like American
Sure.
version of the show.
Mhm.
Like there's no American Physical 100. It's filling like a niche that even the Western industry doesn't have yet, and then they're putting it on a widely used platform like Netflix. I think even my mom was like, "Do you watch this?" And it's like
Yeah.
she uses Netflix for like other stuff, but even she like saw it and was like,
Right.
"Oh, this looks like something you'd like, and it's on Netflix. Like, have you seen this?"
Mhm.
So I think that really contributes.
Usually it's just a course like that, so it's not
Yeah, the
such
challenges
creative. It's so
not- the
creative.
challenges
It's
are
like
crazy.
Whoa, you're pulling a boat. Like people like kind of went crazy
That's
over
like
that. Like
strongman
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You had so much variety in the challenges that they do. Very
It was never catering to just one skill.
yeah, it's not catering to one type of skill set.
Yeah.
Right.
Even like the fighting is one thing, the running is one thing, but then like pulling a boat or
Yeah.
like just having to hold on to stuff while people are trying to
Right.
attack you
Right.
is very
Exactly.
very like
그랬구나.
Yeah.
you don't do that at the gym.
Yeah.
So
Right. when you're at the,
personally, I
yeah.
don't. I don't
Yeah,
know what they do in
personally-
the CrossFit gyms, but like
Yeah, what are they doing? They're like running
The
up walls.
CrossFit
Like I don't know.
There's the play. 그렇지.
I mean, I was just thinking when you were talking about, if people are interested, they'll watch it. Like, I mean, Squid Game, not to bring up Squid Game, but that was so popular. And, like, other dramas, like, I mean, just, I think, even, like, Everything Everywhere All at Once, like, that movie was so popular. And Parasite, so
Okay.
popular.
Yeah.
Like, if people are interested and if the content is something that they can
Right.
relate to, I think that they'll be into it. And workout and gym culture, I think people
Yeah,
are
workout and
very
gym culture.
into. Yeah, and especially athletes, and get some celebrity athletes on there, people go crazy. People
Right.
love that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, especially coming up to the Olympics, but
Mm-hmm.
we can talk about that a different time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
재밌다는 반응이 많은데 좀 아쉬웠던 점이 있었어요. 이 피지컬.
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
Yeah,
let's
get into
Okay.
it.
There's too many people. You can't like develop any like become familiar with people because they start off with 100. I know that's like a part of the show, but I was like, I can't keep up with more than like 3 of these people, and also like a lot of like a few of them would get a lot of screen time, so it kind of just
The main
would be like,
characters.
I recognize this
Yeah.
one. And it was like 100, and then they cut some down, and then they cut it down again. But I think Physical 50 would have been fine. Like
Yes.
50 and cut it down from there.
Yeah,
Physical
physical
10.
50.
Physical 10. Yeah, even.
시작하자마자 2회 만에 거의 50명이 그냥 탈락해버리니까.
But we don't know who they are. I don't recognize like anybody.
Right.
Yeah,
Not
people
everyone
get
even gets
eliminated
a-
right away.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now I have no idea who that person was.
Right.
And the few people that I did see a little bit of, and then they get eliminated immediately. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll find someone else to
Don't
like.
Okay, so everybody, thank you for coming on your first time at Awesome K. Yes.
My pleasure.
So yeah, how was it? How was it being on the show today?
Hearing you guys talk in a bit, we usually just yap, you know,
Yeah.
in a bit more like
Professional
formal,
manner.
professional, structured setting, if you will. So that was interesting.
Mhm.
Had fun.
My major is literally Korean. My thesis is about K-dramas, so this is like my favorite thing to talk about ever. So having you guys as a forced audience was fun. Forced audience, forced conversation partners.
She said forced audience. That would, I don't feel like I'm forced with you.
Oh, thank you. I'll continue to talk to you all you want.
So I'm glad you guys came out to help us out for Awesome K. It was very awesome with you guys, and I'm definitely excited to talk more about contents and media and any K stuff that's going on. So yes,
Me too.
definitely. There's still some episodes left, so we're looking forward to seeing who is the final winner. So keep your eyes peeled, and we'll be seeing you in the next episode of Awesome
K.
Bye. Bye. Cut.